Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jack and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Crash Mom, aka Crash Over Mutant. A rather unusual Crash Bandicoot game. I don't know if we're all familiar with the story here. Developed by Radical Entertainment of Simpsons Hit and Run fame, among other things. This game, it's not your traditional Crash Bandicoot game. So it's actually a sequel. This is the second of its kind. Before it was Crash of the Titans. And now we have about 3 logos worth of things. This is like it's like watching Peter Griffin trying to work out whether or not it's the company logo or the start of the movie. Alright, someone's coming to town. Oh, well, that was intentionally misleading. So our game begins with Crash punching a ghost monster in the crotch. That's a good sign. Okay, so this is the first time that I have played this game in years, as will become immediately obvious. Firstly, when I check whatever that word means, calibration, I think it just means the brightness of the screen. I was tempted to go for something entertaining, but I couldn't think of anything fast enough. So, I just went with my name. How unimaginative. Though by this point the dirty names are the more unimaginative ones, I would imagine. I assume that means normal difficulty. And to get an idea of how long it's been since I played this game. 2000, I don't know if this game has got the dates backwards or not, so that's 2016. I very briefly played a moment of it for whatever reason. Which is to say, far we're going over. I mean, I played it the first time in celebration of the 20th anniversary, hence 20 years. It's 20th anniversary of Crash. Which I think was also the year I first played Twinsanity and Crash of the Titans and this. So, quite a lot that day. And then the other one, I think that I did that... Why did I record that? I don't remember why I recorded that. I know it was for recording purposes, I just don't remember what it was for. Anyway, this cutscene has no dialogue, so just to get an idea of what happened here. In Crash of the Titans, Dr. Cortex's niece Nina ended up betraying him, and so he's thrown her into a prison. He's teamed up with his arch-rival Dr. Brio, or Nitrus Brio. And they've created this thing, which we'll get more into as the game goes on. And this is probably the thing that people remember the most about Over Mutant, is the fact that the game's cutscenes all have their own different art styles and everything. So this one we've got shadow puppets. Kind of reminds me of the opening to Jungle Book 2. I never got that. What is the light bulb? Why a light bulb? What does that mean? I mean, I know it means you got an idea, but why a light bulb? What's the relation? Alright. Go to our house. I can't remember if we can come in here in Titans or not. Okay, so here's the thing. I have not practiced this in the slightest.
Attack of the silly pie.
These guys are really annoying. I think this is supposed... I think going to your oven seems to show you a bunch of images of all the bad guys. We haven't encountered any so far. This allows us to change Crash's outfit. Classic Crash? What are you talking about? This looks nothing like Classic Crash. When did Crash end up with tattoos? And what I want to know is, are the tattoos part of his fur? Because surely a tattoo is attached to your skin, but Crash has got fur. I don't get it. Crash is slightly redesigned from Crash the Titans in general. Like his hair is a bit different. I think some changes were made to his face and stuff. But other than that, Crash the Titans was of course a massive redesign compared to what we were used to. Everybody was given a very different appearance compared to what we had since Crash 1. I mean, their designs have slightly changed. Like, he looks a bit different in Twin Sanity compared to the previous games, but other than that, it wasn't that different. But this does not look like Crash Bandicoot. If you want to rewatch the cutscenes, well, they're the best part of the game, so go right ahead. Let's head on out. Prepare to see this screen an annoying number of times, complete with the sound effects of the footsteps every single time a footprint appears on the screen. We're going outside. Come on. Talk to Coco. Okay, so this was where I was trying to get adjusted to controls. Now this is the Wii version of the game, so expect motion controls. The only control scheme you have is Wii Remote and Nunchuck. No classic controller or GameCube controller here. You can do a spin attack by shaking the Wii Remote. Press B and you can use light attacks. Press Z to use your strong attacks. You can also charge your strong attack. You can combine the two together. So I think there I was pressing like B, B, Z, Z or something like that. This is Mojo, complete with the... I guess they only have so many sound effects, so Radical Entertainment decides to reuse the sound effects when you collect coins in The Simpsons Hit and Run. And that's exactly the sound that plays when you collect Mojo, only where coins had like 2 or 3 sound effects. Mojo, it's just the one. And you collect Mojo in order to level up Crash. So this isn't really so much a platformer, more of a beat 'em up with platforming in it. But it's going to be a while before we get to titular Mutants and Titans. And Crash's... I mean, I don't remember all this being outside of Crash's house when we last saw it, but then again, I don't remember Crash having tattoos. If that's a save point, we can ignore all of that. Alright, there's Crunch and Coco. Okay. Yes, go straight over to them first.
Wow, we should clean this place up, children. It's been like a metric year.
Who's gonna make us? You? I don't think so.
Okay, guess I'll just say some catchphrases. Drink lemonade, vitamin C.
Ow! Hot, hot, hot!
Ah, gotcha.
If I get this Doominator eye working, we'll have the best entertainment system of all time. It'll play games, watch movies, and dispense butter. It'll be the mother of all TiVos! Woohoo!
That does sound good. Butter? And where'd I get this? Short-term memory loss. Confused. And where'd I get this?
Crash, to get this thing working, I'll need a bunch of parts. Here's a list. First up is the Capacitron by my house.
So we've gone from shadow puppets to hand puppets in a sitcom, apparently. So yes, when the characters were redesigned, so too were their personalities. Coco received a further redesign though. She doesn't look a thing like that in Crash of the Titans. So they updated her even further. Crunch, who we were introduced to in Wrath of Cortex, despite seemingly living with them at the end of that game, then was with Cortex again when he made a brief appearance in Twin Sanity, thinking it actually was Crash's birthday. But now he lives with them again, and he's not very smart. And for some reason he talks like Mr. C. So we shall dub him Mr. C, I guess. Okay, Crash was kind of just there. He doesn't really do anything in either of these two games. If Crash spins for too long, he gets dizzy. I don't know who designed that. It's stupid. Crash during Wrath of Cortex had a death tornado spin, and we spun around much longer than that. And here's a new question. When did Coco get her own house? I thought she lived with Crash. Granted, we never saw if there was another house around, but no, in Twin Sanity, there was no other house around.
Nice one, Crash. That power-up will double the amount of mojo you collect for a short time. So hurry up and break stuff.
Aku Aku, you gonna keep doing my job there, buddy? So, we can dig underground anytime you come across one of those things. It's kind of annoying digging. You gotta keep pressing either B or A. So it does get a bit tiring on your fingers and thumbs. But yeah, when you collect those special orbs, it doubles the amount of mojo that you'll be collecting for a brief moment in time. Blue ones are otherwise worth 1, the pink ones are worth 5. I don't remember all of the different amounts. So let's punch these pineapple things to try and get as many as we can. If you hit the attack button while you're in the air, you perform this sort of drill attack. You can also do it if you swing the Wii remote while you're in the air, and you can bounce off of enemies. And these flowers. These flowers are going to have a really bad day, because I'm going to be punching them every single time I come back here. So in order to get a massive new television from that robot, the Doominator, the Doomatron, whatever it was called, that was something that was in Crash of the Titans, and we're just following up there. This game was released a year after Titans, and the story is set about a year after Titans. I can't remember, I think it was released on Wii, Xbox 360, PS2, which I think had to have a few little things cut out from it. I'm not sure what those things are, but I think a few things are missing from the PS2 version. No PS3 version. I don't think either game had one. I think they were planned, but they then got cancelled. I'm not sure. And this is where I was trying to find what the select button did, and the select button brings up this incredibly useless map, as well as giving you all of your mission objectives. This isn't a 100% playthrough or anything like that, because I don't know where everything is. And even then, all of these, a good chunk of these missions require multiplayer, and there's no one to play with. So this is just a single player campaign. A lot of these missions require 2 players. This is a multiplayer game. This mysterious doppelganger of Crash will appear, and I think later on he'll be replaced with Coco. But for now, Coco is not a playable character. And that's the pause menu. I don't know why anyone was wondering that, because every Wii game, the plus button is the pause menu. So the bad guys in this game, the little ones never shut up. The big ones don't shut up either. Shut up, all of you. This is what you get for turning vegetarian. No, I'm kidding. But I will destroy the plant. I will destroy the vegetation. Crash can actually grab all the ledges in this game. He can also shimmy along ledges way faster than most other characters can.
Crash, you've unlocked the spin upgrade. Now you can spin longer before getting dizzy.
Why do I get dizzy? I had a Death Tornado spin in 2 of the games. I shouldn't get dizzy.
Do your classic spin attack. Shake the Wii
But it's an
remote.
effective attack, I will give it that.
Is a great attack.
I'm going to keep talking
And
over
also a way to quickly collect
Grim from Billy and Mandy. Because Aku Aku is now voiced by Greg Eagles, and it's the exact same voice. Like, all I hear is just Grim. He just doesn't quite use the same words. Like, Grim would often call people like man or something like that. You're kidding me, man! I'm not going to keep trying that. Hello, Super Mario Galaxy! Yeah, we actually have a pointer. I guess this is exclusive to the Wii version. I don't know how there would be anything else. But you can actually point over the mojos to draw it in, just like star bits in Mario Galaxy.
All of them to get tons of cool stuff.
You have a wall jump. It's called a chimney jump for some reason. I call it a wall jump.
To do a spin jump and get some real height.
Yep, so jump when
shake the
spinning
Wii
and you get
remote,
super
and
high,
then press
but you don't
the
really have any momentum when doing it. So we're going to start off high, and then we're going to drop down. We're going to drop down. At some point I will drop down. There we go. And now we drop down. Wumpa Fruit. You don't have lives in Mind Over Mutant. Instead, Wumpa Fruit simply restores your health. You did have lives in Crash of the Titans. Annoyingly. Crash of the Titans became unfairly challenging at times. So there were plenty of cheap moments in that game. So I guess that's why they did away with lives. Well, so Crash of the Titans was a level-by-level basis. Mind of a Mutant is one big world, sort of. I mean, you have loading screens in between them all, but other than that, it's a big world. So you're traversing the Wumpa Islands from this place, that place, and all that. So collecting more fruit is simply health. There are no gems to collect. Collecting boxes simply gets you mojo. There's no crystals to collect. There are no time relics. Unless you're playing the DS version, I believe. So Crash of the Titans had a version for Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS. The Game Boy Advance version I've heard pretty bad things about, but the DS is actually pretty good. I do have it. I've only played about one level of it, but it's actually much closer to a traditional Crash game, only there's the emphasis on fighting. But you're still breaking boxes, you're still collecting crystals, you're still doing all of that. It's much closer to your traditional Crash game. And then Mind of the Mutant, despite following it, decided not to follow that. Instead, the DS version of this game is more closer to the GBA version of Titans, which I think, again, you're still collecting crystals and breaking boxes and stuff, like the old GBA Crash games. That's the shimmy. It's just that the controls are bad, the graphics are bad, it's not very good on DS. A real letdown compared to Titans DS. It's interesting how Crash and Spyro went from being two beloved franchises that then ended up in the hands of Universal, went to different developers, both of which then had a rushed game. Like Wrath of Cortex was rushed. I love it, but many others don't. Twinsanity was rushed even more. And everyone loves that except for me. And then we had, for Spyro, well, there was Enter the Dragonfly. And then, I think A Hero's Tale was... A Hero's alright. But Enter the Dragonfly is like the Spyro equivalent of Sonic 06. So this thing allows me to run faster. I think it also increases my attack power. Like, Crash doesn't do... You can't do combos anymore, you just do this kick, but it sends enemies flying. We're not jumping on CNC anymore, we simply have to run into them. It's like a Nitro box, only you can actually touch it. No Nitro crates to be seen in these games. The pointer is quite picky, but it's also absolutely tiny. It's not nearly as noticeable compared to Mario Galaxy. And it is a bit picky when it comes to picking up the pink ones. They're finally reliable picking up the blue mojo, but it does not like picking up the pink ones. Collect this little mojo doll thing. I have no idea what these things do. I will look this up at some point. That was something you could do to descend slowly to the ground in Titans, but I think they just made it an attack here. I will say the controls for this game are actually pretty good. Like Crash feels really good in this game.
Try doing it here to advance.
Watch this. Whee! Super fast down the hill. Somehow we gain tremendous amounts of speed. Yeah, the bad guys. I mean, you can listen to them if you want. Enough of that. You want to try and build up the combo to get more mojo. Build up the combo, the mojo multiplier goes up or something like that. These are some massive dandelions. I hope it's a good thing Crash doesn't suffer from hay fever. Remember that thing that we were introduced to way back when? Now they're actually going to try and put proper emphasis on it.
And you are no exception. When you see
it's a word for it, it's going to Crash does not look a thing like a Bandicoot.
To dig through the ground here.
Anyway, this gets very tiring very fast. Especially when you're trying to explore, because you can't really get an idea of where the walls and everything are. Luckily, my sense of exploration isn't that bad. When it's a game I know that I can't 100%, I don't tend to bother going for absolutely everything. It depends. I'm not as adamant of 100% in games as I used to be, but it does depend on the game. I mean, this is coming from somebody who has done every Jurassic Challenge mode in Jurassic World Evolution, so clearly I'm not entirely there. So, I mean, when I'm playing like the traditional Crash Bandicoot games, I'll go after all the gems. Going after all the relics, well, I'm not going to do that in the Insane Trilogy. You know, I went for the trophies, where I had to get all the gold relics in all 3 games. That was it. I'm not ever doing that again. I'll get them all in Crash 3 because I get an additional gem for it. But I'm not bothering with that in Crash 1 and 2. And I'm certainly never gone after all the platinum ranks. I tried with 3. I got very sick of it. Wrath of Cortex, now they're all a lot easier. So I can 100% Wrath of, or 106% Wrath of Cortex with all platinum relics. Very, very easy. Because, I mean, Wrath of Cortex is the Crash game that I grew up with. If you've ever seen my Insane Trilogy, I don't blame you if you haven't, where I die about 30 times on every single level. I know it's the Insane Trilogy, but it's shameful how many times I die in every single level. And, well, aside from the fact that I frequently displayed my hatred for Twinsanity, I also kept mentioning how Wrath of Cortex does this, Wrath of Cortex does that, Wrath of Cortex is my favourite. Even the big TNT crate does not destroy these steel crates. It's kind of like the steel crates in Crash in the old games, like introduced in Crash 2. We have to belly flop them, only we can't do that. So we just punch them. Or karate chop them, whatever it is that Crash does. Crash, how are you doing that? Unfortunately, I can't quite get the momentum to get up here. Ah, down I go. Alright, let's try jumping up again. Oh, Crash, why did you not grab a hold of the ledge there? That's
if you're
better.
hanging onto a ledge, you can fall down by pressing the Z button.
Yeah, I think those are worth 5. This switch, which ignores the padlock. It's a fake padlock. That's not really how it works. Right. Supposed to be careful here. I just say, screw that, I'm going to jump over it. Now my vision is obscured, but I just about made that ledge. A mysterious house.
Here they come! Get
Later.
ready.
So accidentally pick up the one for fruit for health, but I can't go any further anyway. This slope is too steep. Alright, now let's go beat him up. Now I don't want to save my game, I'm recording. That's always a disastrous thing to do. Sometimes autosave can be a bad thing. Just kick him away when you grab that power up. Does mean you can't really get a combo going very easily though. We're not going to be breaking this rock for a while, if at all. I haven't made it that far yet, but I haven't been able to break the rock yet. I wonder whose house this is. Yeah, we'll find out later, I reckon. Let's grab the glowing purple spanner. Get up here. We can't do anything on those ledges just yet. Right. This is me completely ignoring the wind and the laws of physics.
When the wind is low to safely reach the other side.
So what you want to do is you want to wait for the wind to disappear and then go. Here I am failing it again. Luckily I managed to grab a hold of the ledge. I don't know why the wind is coming and going there, but hey, that is how wind works. Multiplier, and now let's go again. Luckily the wind stops by the time you start going around the bend. Oh, am I Mount Rushmore? It's changed since I last saw it. I realised I think I skipped that area when I think I skipped this part when I come back here as well. Whoops! We nearly got all of our spanners. Our last one is just down here. But first, violence. The combos actually last for a very long time. Like, even with cutscenes and everything, the only reason I lost the combo was because I died. So, does that make him more powerful now, or what?
Well done! We've got all the parts.
I completely ignored everything else, but we'll be back here later on anyway.
This cave is a shortcut home, Crash. Let's keep
Whee! I mean, I was just here. You don't really need to explain where I need to be going. They haven't moved. And no, sadly, this game completely defies the laws of gaming. There is nothing behind the waterfall. I know, it's heresy not to have anything behind the waterfall. But there isn't anything there! It's madness.
Finally, Crash. Give me this stuff and let's fire this sucker up. Watch us some NASCAR.
Yeah, turn and left.
Are you tired of having too many gadgets cluttering your life?
There's got to be a simpler solution.
And now there is! Ladies and gentle mutants, I present to you the NV! Access any file, talk to your disgusting friends, watch pay-per-view, and Julian fries! Oh, waxy. And it's certainly not an evil plan. What do you think of that, audience? Bad credit? No credit? Disgusting personal habits? Just put on the helmet already!
Yes, now I have more time to devote to my hobbies, like falconry and classical cheeses. Thank you, NV, for giving me technological bliss.
But wait, you revolting peons, there's more! I just can't think of it right now. Now, how much would you expect to pay for this technological superiority? Let's hear some guesses, sheeple.
11,000 dineros.
20 to the square root of itself in currency or more. Sir, begging your pardon, but I think I have a defective card, because it says nothing.
It's my great pleasure to announce that this handsome product will arrive at the doors of Woompa Island inhabitants free of charge. From the people that brought you the electric spoon, and I can't believe it's not Tolstoy. Call now and you'll also receive neckbeard in a can. Got a problem? Spray some hair on it. Stare into the dancing lights. Stare and dream. Stare and dream. Get your NV today. Soon to be available everywhere but Arkansas.
Wow, that thing looked amazing. We should totally get us some.
Yeah, games, messaging, dancing lights.
And some views I did not need. Fetch the mail. Ooh. Mysterious package. I wonder what's in there. Well, we'll find out next time. So I will see you guys then.